It is, honest.
It's not really a recognised sport at the moment because it hasn't been very well advertised. There's not so much money put into it as other sports like football or cricket.
The sport's been growing very fast recently. A couple of years ago we just had one league. Now there's 3 senior leagues, 2 ladies leagues and 2 youth leagues.
Hopefully it will eventually get to the Olympics, but at the moment the different countries play different rules, and so they have to get international rules before they can have an international tournament.
So what is this sport? All right, I'll tell you. It's canoe polo. Well, I don't expect many of you have ever seen canoe polo being played before. In fact, that wasn't me playing either. This is the first time I've ever sat in a canoe. But I've come along to find out more about the game from the St Albans youth team, who'll be defending their crown for the 3rd year running at the British National Championships at Crystal Palace. So I better learn how to paddle my own canoe. The beginnings of the sport can actually be traced back to the early 1960s, when top canoe coach Alan Bide and some colleagues devised a game that would improve canoeing skills. Well, I certainly didn't find it that easy. But after all, unlike me, the club members are all expert canoeists and do have regular weekly training sessions.
Turn now, Victoria.
Then coach Ron Vesey decided it was time he had a few words with us.
One of the things we're all having problems with to a greater or lesser degree is the catch. If you can all reach as far forward as you can with your paddle on the right, please. That's it. Get the arm, that's it. Rotate from the waist, twist from the waist more. Use the rotation from the waist. OK, try it slowly so the other paddle ends up at the front of the boat, OK?
Ron?
Just pull back slowly. Yeah.
Why was I going round in circles?
Basically because you're paddling harder on one side than the other. Also, if you hold the paddle more out to one side than you will the other, you'll get increased leverage on one side. So you'll have a directional problem. The boats are also built to turn very well, so they're difficult to stay on straight.
So from a safety point of view, what happens if a canoe turns over?
You can get out quite easily, but most canoeists will stay in their boat and come straight up again. Hayley should be able to demonstrate that for us. Can you give us the roll, please, Hayley? Any roll. Now, in actual fact, you know, that is a lot more difficult than rolling on a paddle. But,
I think I'll try that one later. Sadly, I wasn't able to because pool time is valuable training time. So while Ron started a practice game, I talked to some of the club members. Ewan, can you explain to me what's going on?
Well, basically, the polo game itself is played with 2 teams, 5 players. And the idea is to get the ball from the centre when it's thrown in from the side of the wide referee and aim to score on the 2 hanging goals that hang in 2 metres above the water. Each half of the game is about 7 minutes each way.
That seems very short. Why is that?
It's usually quite short because often when we play a tournament, we play about 3 or 4 matches a night, and so it gets quite tiring eventually.
There seems a lot of dirty play in this game. I've seen a lot of people getting rolled over.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of pushing in. Basic rules are you can only hold the ball for about 5 seconds. You can only tackle by pushing the player either to the shoulder or to the side. Most people can roll, or the better divisions people can roll, so that's okay.
It looks very fast and dangerous. Is it dangerous?
It can be dangerous, particularly at the start of the game. You get 2 sprinters going for the ball. Often your ribs get damaged.
So what are the costs involved when taking up this sport?
The average boat's about £150, and then there's paddles, they're about £40, and you can break a couple of blades in one evening, so that can be quite expensive as well.
The equipment you need to start isn't very much, mainly a spray deck, a plastic covering that will cover the cockpit of the boat when you're playing to stop the water gaining. But as you go on, you'll need a crash act, a buoyancy aid when you're playing in a tournament or a match.
And Hayley, how long have you been playing the game?
I've been playing for about 2 years and actually canoeing for 3.
And is there a ladies' team then, or is it mixed?
Yes, there's 2 main ladies' teams and I'm in the lower one. To be good at canoe polo, you just have to be a fast paddler and be able to catch the ball and shoot.
The excitement in the game for me is the speed and the skill involved.
Great fun that, and they're certainly very skillful because last weekend the St Albans youth team took part in the British National Canoe Polo Championships at Crystal Palace and they retained their crown for the third